Hi there, it's Natasha and thank you so much for joining me today. Today we have a short video in making a nice easy card. I'm going to start off by using this stamp set here, and I wanted a nice big bold sentiment to go right in the middle of my card, so I'm choosing the happy birthday to you. I'm going to stamp it using some clear embossing ink, and I'm going to use clear embossing powder, but you could definitely use white here. All I'm wanting to do is trap the white colour underneath, and because I'm starting with white cardstock, it doesn't matter if I use clear embossing powder here. What might be cool is if you wanted to use like a contrasting colour, maybe yellow or orange or red or something like that. That would also look pretty cool, but I was just going for the white look today. Then I pulled out all of my blue Distress Oxides, and I don't have all of them in the collection. I don't have anywhere near all of the Oxides, so I just pulled out what I have, and I'm starting with my lightest colour, the Tumbled glass in the centre, and then I'm just going to go a bit darker around the outside. Again, it does kind of look like a little bit of a hot mess here, but it doesn't matter. The ink blending doesn't matter at all, because this is not going to be the final colour that is on top. This is just one layer of ink that we're going to add and trap it underneath as well. I heat set it quickly, and now I have this stamp set here. This is an older one from Aliexpress, but I will try and link it down below if I can find it for you guys. And I am just pulling out a couple of the flowers and then some of the kind of leaves and branches, and I am just going to stamp them kind of keeping to the outside edge of the card. Now I'm stamping it in some clear embossing ink, and because it is kind of tricky for even me to see in real life, I am adding some of the clear embossing powder every now and then. I'm not heat setting it just yet, but I go around and I do half the card before I heat set it. The reason that I'm heat setting it halfway is because I don't want to knock any embossing powder off when I keep going around the other side of the card. So yeah, I'm doing it in 2 lots, which is just fine. These images are all pretty easy to coordinate and put together without too many gaps. So I'm just stamping them all around the outside and not coming in too close to that sentiment in the center. But I do want the outside to look kind of nice and full. I'm adding the last part of embossing powder and heat setting that. And then the fun part comes when we are going to add some more ink. I think you could choose any colors to do this card in. I don't necessarily think it has to be blue. You could use any colors at all and it would come out looking fabulous. And again, you don't even have to do the floral pattern around the outside. You could just do shapes or anything. Would look quite cool, I think. I have chosen to use I think this is the chipped Sapphire, and I was sort of going for an ombre look. It doesn't really end up being ombre, but I definitely went softer towards the middle. I am using a little bit of paper to put underneath my fingers there because I don't want to leave any fingerprints in this wet ink. And as you can see, I'm just making sure that the middle kind of fades out a little bit, and then it's really important to go over the areas that you have embossed and wipe off that excess ink. Otherwise you will get ink everywhere. So that is pretty much the finished design of the front of the card. This is one of the few cards that I've ever been able to hold myself back and make a completely one layer card. I am just trimming off a little bit of each side of the card, maybe about 1/8 of an inch, so it creates a nice white border when I put it on my 110-pound Nina Solar white card base. I'm just using some double-sided tape and this little trick where I peel back each one of the corners, and then I have a little bit of tape exposed in the middle of the back there. And this helps me line up cards perfectly every single time when I'm putting the card front onto the card base. That's my card for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it and can create something similar, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks, bye!